It is Super Bowl weekend. Welcome in, everybody, to Chop Talk Sports. My name is Dean Frank. I'm here with my co host, Oscar Gonzalez Moore. We got Chiefs and Eagles rematch in the Super Bowl this weekend. Just kind of wanted to kick off with a preview, some predictions, and yeah, just talk some ball as we get into the last game of the NFL season. How are you feeling, man? I mean, I love football season. I feel like, having one game every weekend for each team is just a lot more, I guess, fulfilling than like some other leagues. And like now that the NFL is over, it's like kind of sad. But now we can start watching some basketball. But anyways, yeah. How you feeling like with the season coming to an end?
Yeah, it's definitely tough. I always know like the next couple months are brutal. It's just like you turn on the TV on a Sunday, it's like, man, what am I supposed to watch? I definitely will miss football. And that being said, no one's really been talking about the Super Bowl a whole lot too
Yep.
because of what's been going on in the NBA. The NBA
Yep.
has been crazy, and you also have to take into account that it's Chiefs Eagles, kind of like the two teams I don't think most fans wanted to see.
Sure.
Chiefs are going for the three peats. Eagles are the Eagles. Very hated fan base as well. So yeah, I mean it'll be exciting though. I think it's super cool that it's in New Orleans, especially after the tragedy that happened
Sure.
earlier this year. It's a good way for that city to bounce back. It looks great there too, though. I mean, I know you have some friends that go to school in New Orleans, and it looks like an awesome time, especially as they're gearing up for Mardi Gras. But yeah, it'll be fun. Dean and I, shout out number 38. We talked about them last podcast, but Dean and I are going to be in Denver at their bar at a watch party. They're hooking us up, so that is super sweet. Anyways, yeah, who do you have winning this game, Dean?
Yeah. Yeah. Here we go. Great shout, by the way. Number 38 bar. Go hit them, or we'll be there. So if any of y'all are watching
Yeah,
and somehow
so what's up?
see this, that would be an awesome link up. But yeah, the Chiefs come into the game at 1.5 favorites, and it's weird because like looking at the lines is like this is such an even game, but it doesn't feel like it, right? I mean, all those people out there that are saying like Chiefs games are all rigged, it's all that, you don't want to watch it, and it's like if it's so rigged, then just bet on the Chiefs to win, and that's kind of what I'm doing. I'm taking the Chiefs. I think the Chiefs are going to be the first team in the NFL to three-peat, and it's going to be amazing. I'm hoping for a good game. As long as the over hits, I'm happy, watching some good football. But I'm going to take the Chiefs. I think it's just so hard to bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. I mean, I think they've won their last 9 straight playoff games, and I saw another crazy stat is like in the last 4 games that the Chiefs were losing in the fourth quarter, they ended up winning. So, if there's a will, there's a way. Andy Reid is a great coach. The Chiefs have the experience. They've already beaten the Eagles in the Super Bowl before, and it's just hard to bet against them. It really is.
Yeah, it feels like for every stat you almost can come up with like against the Chiefs, there's like another one to back it up. Like the Chiefs, like of course, the Chiefs haven't scored 30 points all season, and they do in the championship. You know what I mean, or the AFC championship. Like, of course, they win every game that they're losing in the fourth quarter. Like this team doesn't make sense. And honestly, I would love to watch the Chiefs win too if I was not obviously a Eagles fan, but me being a Niners fan,
Right. Right.
it's like I'm preying on the Chiefs' downfall.
Yeah.
Because of that, like, I mean, I definitely think the Eagles are a good team too, but I'm gonna go with the Birds here. Um, but yeah, I mean, it
Hating
feels
on hating on
like
the preying on the Chiefs' downfall, pretty much.
yeah, I mean, I got to, man. Like,
Yeah.
if you're in this position, like watching your the team who you grew up with has never even won a Super Bowl before, has been in my lifetime. The Niners have been to the Super Bowl 3 times, and we've lost every single time. Two of them being to the Chiefs. Like, it's ridiculous. By like one play away type of games,
Yeah.
from like I still remember if Manuel Sanders made that catch, if we deferred the coin toss because I guess Shanahan doesn't know the freaking playoff or the overtime rules. Anyways, yeah, I
That's how
mean,
they do it. That's how the Chiefs win every game in like these close battles. I was just because I wanted to look into the 2 years ago the Chiefs game against the Eagles, and it was just a Harrison Butker field goal to win it. So I definitely think it's going to end up it's a close game. But the Eagles are looking for revenge. I mean, they don't. If the Eagles lose again, then it'll be the Chiefs beating the Eagles twice and the Niners twice. In their little three-peat and what five out of the last six Super Bowls.
so it'll be Eagles, Niners, Chiefs. I mean, excuse me, Eagles, Niners, Eagles, right? That's the three-peat?
Yeah, correct.
Okay.
And then, but you're saying it was the Niners the year before. That's crazy. I
Yeah.
mean,
So he already has 3. Yeah, that is
it's
so
crazy the pedestal. So with a win, if Mahomes wins another Super Bowl, he will have 4 rings, and that's putting him up there with Joe Montana, Terry Bradshaw, and Tom Brady as the only quarterbacks with 4 Super Bowl rings. Like that's cementing. I mean, he's already Hall of Famer, obviously, but that's cementing him. It's like in the GOAT debate. Like, and he's still young in his prime. It's like it is crazy. I mean, there's never been a three-peat in the NFL. Like I guess it's happened in with the Lakers and the Bulls and some other NBA teams maybe, but in the NFL it's never happened. So this is insane. I think that's the one thing I'm looking at is just like this is such a legacy type of game for Mahomes. But the only reason, not the only reason, but this is a different team that the Chiefs beat just 2 years ago with the Eagles, and mainly because they got a guy, Mr. Offensive Player of the Year, Saquon Barkley, and bro has averaged almost 150 rushing yards in the past 3 playoff games. So it is insane, and the line's at 130 again. So it's just like, is Saquon gonna be the guy who can save America, get the Chiefs their loss? Because where was this stat? So with Saquon, actually, he only needs 30 yards to surpass Terrell Davis's 1998 record for the most rushing yards in a single season, including the playoffs. And the crazy thing with the Eagles is that this season they have finished the regular season with 621 rush attempts and 448 pass attempts. So they're obviously going to run the ball, and we know that, right? I guess the thing with the Chiefs is Chris Jones. How can their defense kind of stop the run and preview that? I mean, how do you think this game is going to end up? Is it going to be a shootout? Is it going to be, I mean, it's really tough because the Eagles also have AJ Brown and Devontae Smith, right? And I mean, that obviously Jalen Hurts is a good quarterback. I'm taking a bunch of other quarterbacks over him, but he's a good system quarterback. I'm going to say that. So just how do you think this game is going to play out?
Yeah. Just adding on to that, some stats. I think if I'm correct, the Chiefs haven't allowed this playoffs a running back to have over 100 yards. So that'll be interesting to watch. And another interesting thing is Saquon is averaging 4 yards before being touched. So you also have to give that O-line a lot of credit because
Sure.
I mean, they got rid of Kelsey, and just like that, they got another like all-pro guy in the mix. So it has been the Eagles are definitely a very talented team, a very fluid team, I would say as well. Yeah, I mean, I think though,
I just don't want the tush push to like. I mean, I guess if it's the game winner, maybe that'd be crazy, like on the 1 yard line, like to win the game to the Super Bowl. But it's just like they literally ran that same play like 5 times in a row, like on the I don't know. I'm not a fan of the tush push. I think it's cool, but at the same time, it's like I want to see something else. I want to see something new. But if it ain't broke, don't fix it. So
right,
yeah.
Especially on the Super Bowl.
Yeah.
But yeah, I mean, this is gonna be freaking crazy too because I wish I was like, if Mahomes does this, like, I'm just gonna be mad. But it's he's gonna be pretty much cementing himself as like the Michael Jordan of the NFL, which is nuts. 3 in a row, like you said, never done before. But yeah, I see this playing out in a close ball game as well, at least at first. I think if the Eagles can get Saquon going, it could be over. You know what I mean? It could be over faster than we think, especially like because if the Eagles take the lead, man, they got the best offensive player in the game, also running back Saquon Barkley. They could just run, shoot as much clock out as they need.
Sure.
And like you said, this Eagles team is a lot different too, and so is this Chiefs team, to be honest. But I think the scariest part is the most fluid and the most fluid, important piece of their team has remained consistent. That being the quarterback Patrick Mahomes, and he's got the experience. They still have their big three. You know what I mean? Like Kelsey and Chris Jones are still on the team, so it's gonna be a good game. I wonder if Jason Kelsey regrets retiring if he knew he would get back in 2 years, because that would be awesome. Just more Kelsey banter.
Right.
But yeah, I mean, I'm very like on top of that, like since I guess we've kind of both talked about how, the Super Bowl will always be the Super Bowl, but obviously these aren't like the best teams, I guess, for the Super Bowl. I think from a lot of fan perspectives, I am very excited for like just the Super Bowl as like aesthetic, I guess, like tapping in. This might be such a casual thing to say, but like I'm looking forward to watching some good ads, like Kendrick SZA. That's gonna be pretty fire. And like I don't know, I've never been to like a watch party before, let alone be like 21 for the Super Bowl. So it should be a good vibe, regardless. Like my team's not in it. We got like I'm sure you got some bets down that like we can talk about in a second. But yeah, it should just be a good environment for sure. And Carl's Jr. Did you see the promo Carl's Jr. is doing?
No, I didn't.
They are it was actually like brilliant marketing. They got Alex Earl like dressed in like a very like promiscuous like outfit, and they're giving out like these like bacon brisket burgers for free the day after the Super Bowl. If you download the Carl's Jr. app. But yeah, they had her like promoting it.
No, that's smart. Yeah, I think like because I remember last year when I was in advertising and promotions, like that was a big thing, and just like paying attention to all the ads and the Super, like the behind the scenes marketing stuff that you wouldn't really think about. And the Super Bowl is one of the biggest like entertainment shows of the year. I mean, probably it's going to be higher viewed than most things like ever, and I think being the teams that they are, I do like that it's going to be an even field versus, Commanders had a great year, but I think the Chiefs would, stomp on them. So I do like it's going to be a close game, and the line being 1.5, it's like anything could happen. Yeah, I would love to go into some of our bets because why not? We can talk about it. Why not?
Sure.
I have a Chiefs future from the start of the playoffs, so I'm kind of riding that. I have a Jalen Hurts first touchdown score on his own.
Oh.
And then in my own little lay, I have a little 4-man. What is it? It is off the top of my head. It's Kelsey over 50. I'm doubling down on Kelsey. I know it didn't happen 2 weeks ago, but Kelsey over 50. I think AJ Brown over like 5 catches. Saquon touchdown. And then I believe the last one is like the Eagles plus 7.5. So I'm betting on a close game. I think that could definitely happen. I could see all of those happening. I could see all of them not happening. That's the fun of it. And that's why I love betting, because you never really know. And that is the fun part. I was just going to say something else, but I completely lost track. But yeah, have you thought any bets yet?
I think the smartest play would be going all in on Saquon. I'm not a betting man, but if I was, I would bet. A friend of mine told me Saquon first touchdown, Saquon plus like at least 2 touchdowns in a parlay is, I think, plus 950.
Really?
This is a very smart, attractive, humble friend of mine. So I would trust him, and I think that's quite a play. But yeah, no, I mean, I think the Saquon, his line, I think right now for rushing is like 110, which is a little sus, especially with I don't know, with the stat I just gave about the Chiefs not letting a single rusher get more than 100
right
playoff game. But, it just feels like the stars are kind of aligning. Like, he just won Offensive Player of the Year. It's going to be his birthday on Sunday.
Right.
The running back, like, he's been going crazy, as we've been talking about. I think just taking a running back in general as the first touchdown scorer is, like, pretty smart. And it's like, I'd love to see a statistic about, like, how many times that's hit over the course of the playoffs, at least, because it always feels like teams are playing it more precautiously, almost like when they get inside the red zone, just like, let's just try to hand the ball off it.
Yeah.
When you got a Saquon Barkley.
I mean, yeah, bro.
Team.
Going back to the Malcolm Butler, Marshawn Lynch, like, it would just be cool to see some crazy thing happen. I mean, this is a Super Bowl. Anything can happen. This is the Chiefs are here to make history 3 in a row. Like, it's never happened before. So I'm hoping for some shocking event to happen. And all I'm going to do is stay away from some live bets, because that is where it always goes wrong. But
okay, so I'll just fade whatever. I mean, my friend will fade whatever you're thinking, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, that is pretty much it. I think
one more thing.
Yeah,
I think if Jalen Hurts loses this, like, he's gonna get, like, I don't know, he's going to become like a meme, because, like, he's such a quote machine. You know what I mean? I remember the first time he got to the Super Bowl, was like, dude, Jalen Hurts is kind of tough. Or, like, I don't know, how old was I then? Like 18, 19 years old. And I was like, like, still, like, very on TikTok, and, like, you'd be seeing these, like, super cool Jalen Hurts edits of, like, him saying some super cool stuff. Like, oh, he's him. Yeah, exactly. Aura machine right there. And, like, he's not going to be able to live this down. At least if he, like, if he's been playing like the system quarterback we know Jalen Hurts to be, if he goes out there, balls out, and they still lose, like, that's another story. But, like,
he totally could. The Eagles have the weapons, that's why it really, like, both teams have the weapons. Like, you look at the Chiefs offense too. I mean, it's Kelsey, Pacheco, Kareem Hunt. You got Hopkins in there, Worthy, Rashee Rice is still hurt, but I mean, even Juju's there. Like, they got weapons, and same with the Eagles. So
I can't believe Rice is still hurt, and they're in the position they're in.
Dude, it's insane.
Insane.
It's just, I'm also super excited for the NFL draft, which we should definitely start prepping for. But yeah, that's for another time. Yeah, I think that's it. I mean, this is it. Super Bowl Sunday, gonna be out at the sports bars in Denver, number 38. Super excited to just be out there and just watch some football with the friends, and I don't know. Well, either way, we're seeing history. Either the Chiefs are gonna do it, or Saquon maybe can save America and be the MVP. Don't bet against the Chiefs, because this is the last thing I'll say too. Is just, I said this last time too. Sure, we talk about the refs. Maybe Mahomes flops a little bit. Whatever. If he does, he does, and that's just because he gets the calls and he's running with it. I think my thing is, if the Eagles have no turnovers, they can win this game. But if the Eagles have a pick, a fumble, like, if they're if Jalen Hurts isn't on top of his game, like, the Chiefs will find a way to win, because the Chiefs also get the calls, So the Chiefs are very good at just taking advantage of any mishaps. So, like we said last time, the Eagles are going to have to play a perfect game. It is definitely feasible. I mean, it's happened before. Like, the Chiefs, they've lost in the Super Bowl, I guess, to Tom Brady. So it's happened before. So is Andy Reid going to go down in the history books as, one of the best ever, or the guy that couldn't repeat? I mean, that's crazy. That's not even a bad thing. But, I think it's beatable. The line is 1.5. So Vegas is just out here just to win money either way. They have to put the line so close, because it's like everyone is just betting on either side. And I would be interested to see I don't know the percentage of how many people are betting for each side, but I'm sure it is pretty close. I'm just saying this. I mean, it's going to be a little foreshadowing. I don't care. Don't bet against Patrick Mahomes in the playoffs. That's all I'm going to say, and that's how I'm going to end it off.
If it ain't broke, don't fix it, I guess, even though I hate to say that. So take Saquon's over, baby.
Yeah, maybe just stay away from the spread and just hope for some touchdowns. But yeah, we appreciate y'all for listening. It is, I guess we will be posting this the day before the Super Bowl, Saturday. So if you're still listening, comment something. We appreciate y'all for tuning in. Yeah, we're just chopping it up, talking ball, but have a good one, y'all. Peace.
Peace.